Sheep farming and farming in general is not a canned experience, and today I am launching what I hope will be an ongoing series, bringing you some of the best and most diverse experiences from sheep farms across the nation and possibly across the globe. Today we are going to Louisiana, where we join Roberta Mckowen, who is raising 300 hair sheep on 200 acres of pasture. This is an 8-minute overview of the tour where we talk about pasture management, improving the productivity of your flock, what breed is best, and what climate Roberta is working in. If you guys want the full 1-hour tour, it's available through the link below, absolutely free. So whether you join me for this 8 minutes or that 1 hour down below, I hope you enjoy.
I'm Roberta Mckowen. My husband and I, Keller McKeown, have been raising sheep for the past 20 years in Jackson, Louisiana. That's about 25 miles north of Baton Rouge.
If I was to come up to you and say, hey, I'm brand new into sheep, I want to buy a set of sheep, what's your guidance for me?
Fences and the sheep's predators, parasites, and hoof disease. You have to have dog, coyote, eliminating. It might be bear, it might be puma. It's probably going to be your neighbor's dog chasing sheep for fun. If that's electric fences, I would much rather see people not put their sheep up at night in small pens. That's just congregating hoof disease.
We inherited the cattle and the land. We did not know how many cows we had or where they were. We had 700 acres and we were leasing another 200. So we had 1,000 acres that we were responsible for. And we couldn't tell you how many cows we owned or where they were. We had 3 fences on 1,000 acres. So NRCS helped us contain fence 228 acres. So we rotate through those now. That quilt I showed you is an NRCS land use map. It was and is our daily planner. I have 228 acres under NRCS sheep appropriate fence. Of those, maybe really only 180 is truly sheep appropriate fence. So technically at 5 sheep per acre, I could run 1,000 sheep.
If you are interested in launching your own rotational grazing system on a small scale, check out my book, The Basics of Raising Sheep on Pasture, available exclusively at shepherdess.com. Chapter 5 covers how to install a simple rotational grazing system. Do you feel like you were fully prepared for sheep when they arrived? Would you have gone back and told yourself anything?
No, I was not fully prepared. I had fences, but we lost sheep to coyotes within 90 feet of my house. And to this day, if I have a secondary micro herd of sheep separated from I've kept 3 to 5 to 7 guard dogs. And if all of my guard dogs are with the main herd, I've had groups of rams 90 feet away from my house killed by coyotes.
What do you do?
Livestock guardian dogs.
And what's your experience with that? I've heard a lot of horror stories. I have a personal horror story about them. How would you advise?
They are not all successful, and you need to be able to admit that from the get-go. Texas Ag Life, Bill Costanza in San Angelo runs a great research program. I would go listen to what he has to say.
Have you ever had any that have become more attached to you? You find them at your back door, rather than with the flock, ever?
I discourage that behavior. Throw a rock at them, holler at them. Absolutely never feed your livestock guardian dog at your house. I take a trip, they only get fed with the herd.
So, beyond the natural selection that's happened, have you made any deliberate selection for traits that you want in your use?
Twinning.
Multiples?
Yeah.
Do you find that that's a genetic trait as much as...
No. Twinning it's more than 80% nutritional. It is somewhat genetic in herds that only keep ewe lambs that were born a twin. They have, over the course of time, bumped their lamb crop up from 1, 1.2, 1.4. So it does have a genetic component, but it's a slight component. Nutrition's the major predictor of lambing. I don't rotate my sheep through any pastures that are contiguous with a highway because I don't want my livestock guardian dogs to go onto the highway. Where the cattle are has something to do with it. What weeds we need. Oh, honey, look, that pasture is full of cypress weed. Go put your sheep in there. That pasture has ranunculus, tallow trees. They don't eat horse nettle, but they eat the blossoms off of horse nettle. So my friend Earl Jones showed me that if you'll graze sheep in a pasture for 3 to 4 consecutive years, they will eliminate the reproduction on the horse nettle. Now, your seed bank stores 14 years of horse nettle seed, so it's a continuous battle, but I don't use a minute fraction of the herbicides that my neighbors use.
How did you make improvements in your soil organic matter?
Put a fence through it. The first time you take a piece of property and cut it in 2, you'll have a 65% increase in utilization on that.